What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be teaching you guys how to play Axe. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. My apologies on not uploading for the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, my family has been dealing with some health issues, and I've also been busy moving to a different place, so unfortunately haven't had time to make any videos for you guys. But now we are back up and running, and hopefully you guys do enjoy the content. We have a bunch of different series that are going to be starting up soon. One of those is going to be the continuance of how to play series, teaching you guys how to play different heroes. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. So with Axe, let's start breaking down the facets. Facet number one is going to be one-man army. Basically, Axe gains strength based on his armor as long as he's away from his allies, and that is equal to 40% conversion. So 40% of that strength gets converted into armor, and typically Axe likes to play pretty solo for most of the game. He only starts team fighting around the mid game, and there's a lot of just solo pick-off plays that Axe likes to go for. So if you're that type of player that likes playing this type of style, one-man army is usually going to be pretty good. Or if you feel like it's going to be a really slow game, you see that the enemy carry is going to be one of these heroes that likes to be in the jungle a lot, and you might have the ability to go pick them off, then one-man army is definitely the best pick. But if not, you have your second facet, which is call out. Call gives enemies more attack speed and Axe more armor for the duration. So you're going to be getting 21 armor at max level, and it's going to be giving the enemy 45 attack speed. So typically people like to pick up this facet when they're dealing with strength heroes like Tiny that don't have a lot of attack speed, heroes like Wraith King. These types of heroes that don't have a lot of attack speed, this is going to help out. Even though 45 attack speed isn't really that crazy, this is pretty much what you use it for. Or agility heroes to beat themselves harder against the blade mail. So you can go either way on that one. If you plan on playing with your allies more often, then this is definitely the facet. If you're going to be grouping up constantly with your team, or that's just the style of Axe you like to play, definitely pick up this facet. But either way, both facets are really good. There's really no going wrong when it comes to Axe with his facets. There's usually one facet that is the go-to. For Axe, honestly, you can pick either one. They're both fantastic, and I'm really happy that he has so much variety when it comes to facets. Let's talk about the builds. So the builds on Axe have always been very standard, which is very good for beginner players. If you guys are new to the game, playing Axe in the offlane is very simple because his build doesn't really change a whole lot, and that's really good because you don't really have to think so hard about the item build. So typically you build items like phase boots, vanguard, and then blade mill and blink. These are your standard core items. This is what you're going to be building pretty much every single game, with the change that you might not be getting vanguard every single game. But even so, vanguard used to be a very big staple. It's not as much anymore, but it still is against very high physical damage. But some games it just might not be worth it for you, so you might end up skipping the vanguard. But blade mill and blink are essential. They are a must every single game, no matter what or who you're up against. It is an essential build. You need blade mill, you need blink to be effective on the map. Then you're going to be getting BKB because you do not want to be stun locked, you do not want to be bursted. BKB is a must. Shard is going to increase your damage, and one of the best shards in the game. His shard is so good. I highly recommend it. If you guys might wait to get it from Tormentor, you could pick up a Lotus, which is really good on Axe, especially because you're usually the one initiating. Lotus is just a fantastic item to have on this hero. But there come the situational items that are really good, and I think should be experimented a little bit more. Items like Yashikaya, items like Spirit Vessel. These items, they're a lot more of a trial. You can build Spirit Vessel and max Battle Hunger and have it be a really strong build, but it's a build that you're not going to be doing every single game. But it can work in a lot of lanes, especially if you're dominating the lane and it's against heroes that don't want to have Battle Hunger on them consistently. It's something that you could keep in mind. And there's a lot of really new innovative builds that the community has been going for that I really enjoy on Axe, and it's really cool to have. I've seen Dagon on Axe. Now, do I recommend it? No, but is it really fun to do once in a while? Definitely yes. And that's what Dota is all about, guys. It's not all about what is the best meta play, what is the most optimal thing to do. Sometimes it's just all about having a lot of fun, and sometimes having a lot of fun with these wacky builds, you're going to be having so much fun in the game, you might actually end up performing better than going for your regular cookie cutter build. So one thing I will recommend you guys is just have fun sometimes. Don't always worry about the MMR. Once in a while, have some fun, go for a little bit of a crazier build, get your staples, but maybe get a very situational item. Or if you don't want to put your MMR on risk, then definitely just play a non-ranked game and go for a crazier build, or maybe play a turbo. Other items you can build is items like Shivas. You could also upgrade Vanguard into Crimson if that's what you want for, or items like Heart of Tarask. Overall, very flexible when it comes to items you can build. After your staples, you can pretty much build whatever you want. There's a lot of really cool item builds you can pick on the Axe. Let's talk about about the talents. So the talents on Axe are pretty flexible. He has very good talents. At level 10, you guys want to be taking plus 8% movement speed on Battle Hunger. That is usually pretty good because it's going to make you faster, and you really want to be using Battle Hunger, especially on supports, because you're not going to be getting last hits in lane most of the time. Pretty much guaranteed to get a lot more damage, especially if you're good at last hitting and denying. That Battle Hunger is going to be on for the full duration. At level 15, you guys want to use the plus 10 call armor. So that is very important if you're going up against physical lineups or a physical carry. You want to be getting that plus 10. It's always going to be good. It never feels bad to have extra armor. Armor is really good to have. That's a really good talent to have at level 15. Your level 20, you want to be picking up plus 100 Culling Blade damage. It's just going to ensure the threshold is a lot higher on your Culling Blade, and it's going to help you get a lot more pickoffs and just guarantee a lot more armor for yourself when it comes to the late game. But you could also get your counter helix damage if you are facing up against illusion heroes. That could be a pretty decent pickup. And last but not least, your level 25, you want to go for plus 85 call AoE. Just having call at a much larger area of effect is going to be a lot stronger than it is, because call is just one of those things that is extremely strong. Guaranteed lockdown once you blink in and they're within that range. The more range you have, the more chances you have of getting a 5-man call or something like that and winning the game for your team. Let's talk about the matchups. So some of the best matchups are Terrorblade, Morphling, Juggernaut, Anti-Mage, Troll Warlord. These are the matchups you are very good up against. Basically, Axe is the anti-carry hero. Axe is extremely strong in lane and does very well up against these heroes. Good up against heroes like Drow Ranger. You can easily pick these heroes up and just make their life a living hell around the map. And a snowballing Axe is extremely hard to take down, guys. So keep in mind, when you are facing up against very volatile heroes like Troll Warlord, Morphling, go for the Axe pick. You're going to be securing your lane. You're also going to be securing the fact that these heroes are not going to be able to do a whole lot in the game, and they're going to be fearing for their life for the grand majority of the game. And a carry hero doesn't want to feel like that just from a single pick. And some of the bad matchups are heroes like Tiny, Doom, OD, Monkey King, Bat Rider, Pudge. So what's common with all these bad matchups is these heroes don't have a whole lot of attack speed, rather than Monkey King. All these heroes do a lot of magic damage. They have lockdown, so Pudge has Dismember, Bat Rider has Lasso, and just a whole lot of slow and magic damage that Axe just does not want to deal with. Doom is just Doom. It's very annoying. You don't really do anything to Doom. You can blink call Doom and it's not going to do anything. Doom has like no attack speed. The hero doesn't do a whole lot of right click, so it's not something you want to do. And once you get doomed, you're pretty much gone throughout the fight, because Axe doesn't really do anything. His right clicks don't really do a whole lot, so you need to be able to not get doomed to be effective around the fight. Otherwise, you're going to be absolutely useless. And then heroes like OD, you're just forced to get BKB, and once your BKB wears out, they're just going to Astro you, and it's going to be extremely annoying throughout the game. So it's just one of these heroes that you just really want to avoid at all cost. But overall, guys, if you want to have a good experience in Dota 2, especially as a new player, and you're looking for a hero to pick from the offlane, Axe is the way to go. The hero is very easy to use. It has a very high skill ceiling. The hero's mechanics in itself are very easy, but optimizing them can be very difficult in terms of you can land a one-man call very easily if you just walk up to them, but knowing when to call and who to call is going to be the difference maker of a very skilled Axe player and a very new Axe player. And also knowing your limits on the hero can be very important to pushing him to its absolute limit. You're going to get a lot more out of the hero, but that will come with time. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys did, consider subscribing and join the Dota Chronicles community. Definitely give this hero a try if you haven't already. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.